Hey, I'm Aja A, and welcome to Sunshine Haze. Don't forget to check out all the links that I have listed down in the description box, and if you like the video, please give me a little thumbs up. If you have any questions after the video is over, feel free to drop them down below. I try to respond to everyone. And if you all know people interested in astrology, numerology, tarot, or whatever I'm talking about on this channel, go on and send them this link. And don't forget to hit subscribe. And of course, thanks for tuning in and rocking with me. May this info help y'all live your best lives. Peace. Yeah, this is your lunar cycle tarot forecast. I'm sorry I did not get those videos up for the Taurus lunar cycle. I really had every intention to, but life comes at you fast, so I didn't. But here I am. This time around, this is the Gemini lunar cycle, so we're talking beginning of June through the beginning of July, and this video is from my water sisters and brothers, my Scorpio sun, Scorpio moon, Scorpio rising. If you feel like what I'm saying in the video does not resonate with you, go on and check out your moon and or rising sign, okay? Which I do have linked down below in the description box. It's going to be our typical 4-card spread, looking at the energies coming in for you guys, or the energies that y'all will be tapping into. Any challenges or obstacles that you might be facing, because we're talking about Gemini energy here, looking at where y'all need to let life lead you, and then as always, a quick little soul message, something extra for you to take away with you from this spread, okay? All right, y'all. So let's just get started. The first card that I have coming up in your spread is in the position of the energy coming up for you, or the energy that you need to tap into. And you've got the energy of shift here. And it's a 9. And usually when I read 9s, I read them as endings, cycles ending. But when I pulled your card, I got a little bit of a different vibe from these cards and the way that they came out. Scorpio, and some of y'all are not going to like when I say this, but you guys can be very possessive, and you guys can be a little controlling when you're operating in your shadow sides, right? So I think this card popping up here, and I'll get a little bit more into this as I go into the other cards, but I feel like there are situations that you're trying to control, or outcomes that you're trying to conceive. I don't know what I was trying to say there. Outcomes that you'd like to see play out. However, sometimes there's a little bit of a disconnect with, okay, well, this is what I want to happen, but this is how life works. And so it may happen like that, but it may not happen exactly in the way or in the timing that I would like it to, right? So this card coming up here, I think, is more so for y'all an energy that you need to tap into during this next month. And I feel this for some people. Again, this is a general reading, so if it doesn't resonate with you, check out your moon or rising sign, or go find another free reading to watch. There are some things, either some habits, some situations, a job, a relationship, or something, not necessarily that you need to walk away from, but there's some energy there that you need to rework. I feel like you Scorpios over the past year have done really well with putting yourself into the situations that you'd like to be in, but I feel like you might now be in a space to where you understand, okay, I did the work to put myself in the situation, but then this is how life happened, and this is how it's all playing out together. This is not necessarily what I thought it was going to be like, so I don't know if I'm really feeling it anymore, but I worked so hard to get to this space, so I'm not sure, you know. For you guys, I think it's not a walk away from your situations, walk away from your job, walk away from your lover, walk away from all of your habits. I just think you need to maybe take a step back and look at what's working and what isn't, and how you can improve and make things and shift the energy in your situations to make them complement what you've got going on, and actually shift them to put you into a space where you're content with what's going on. You know what I mean? And that's all I want to say about that one. I want to talk a little bit about the next card that I have coming up for y'all, which is in the position of your obstacles and your challenges. And this is the Loco card. This is 4. This card coming up, crossing the shift, does tell me that there is some sort of energy that's supposed to shift around you, or some sort of change that you're supposed to be making during this next month, Scorpio, that either on a conscious level you are just not rocking with the shits, or on a subconscious level or energetically there's a lot of resistance to this change that you're supposed to be coming into. On a conscious level, this is a card of somebody that knows what they want, understands how to get it, and controls the situation, and it happens just like that. Very solid, very stable, very firm, right? This is in a crossing position. With the shift card being here, I don't think that you're having problems exerting yourself. I think that you might be exerting yourself a little bit too much with this card popping up here, Scorpio. So for you, whatever the situation is, whether it's work, love, or, you know, your habits, I feel like you might be a little bit with your stinger in it, a little bit too much. Like, hey, Scorpio, let up a little bit. Understand, and I don't know what you guys believe in, but I always say the best way to make God laugh is to tell him your plan. So if you're sitting here like, well, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this because I want this to be like this and I want this to be like this, well, guess what? I can almost guarantee you that's not how that's going to work out. So, you know, let up on the reins a little bit. Just kind of, we're in an air season and you're water. Go with the flow, and then also be air. Go wherever the wind blows you during this time, and don't be your own obstacle. Do not be the resistance to the change that is coming in for you, that you're supposed to be coming into alignment with, okay? All right, the next card that you have coming up in your spread is in the position of the Gemini energy, and that's where do you need to let life lead you during this next month. And you've got Zatwell. And who else had this? Was it Virgo? I think Virgo had that card too. So one, Scorpio, if there are any Virgos in your life that, you know, you've been thinking about, or that, you know, do what you do, or that you've been feeling called to, this may definitely be a time to kind of kick it around them, or call them, or talk to them a little bit more. But on another note, the main message with this card is really bringing yourself into a space to where you are nurturing the things that need to be nurtured. And this is also, it's the card of the star, but because of the imagery and with this particular deck, I do read it sometimes with, you know, nurturing the foundations that are going to make you happy. So some of you Scorpios, this is literally, looking at the imagery, this is a baby. I was talking about some of you possibly being in relationships, you know, and you might be not feeling your relationship right now, or you might feel like something's a little off. There's a shift. Something in there needs to shift. Something needs to be worked out, worked on, worked through. You might be trying to control the situation. You might be in a spot to where you're like, I don't want to do this no more, so I'm done. Or you might be in a spot to where you're telling your partner you need to X, Y, and Z. But it's really like, no, you actually are meant to build something with them, but you have to shift the energy that's there first. Another example, say you're in a job. You might have a career. You might be an entrepreneur. You might have a career and you might be wondering why things are not playing out the way that you want them to. And it's because there's something, you have a process that you want to stick to. You have a plan. You've got your business plan written out. You've got all your little social media calendars written out, your editorial calendar, all that stuff. You've got a plan and you want to keep control of it, right? Well, you are supposed to be nurturing your baby. You are supposed to be bringing this, because having this become successful will be something that brings you happiness and bring you joy. But there's some sort of energy around it that needs to shift. So Scorpio, y'all are smart. What needs to change? Figure it out. That's your message during this month. What is it that you need to be nurturing, and how do you shift the energy that is around it currently so that you can put positive energy into it so that you receive a positive outcome, okay? All right. The next and last card that I have coming up for you, I don't know why I felt like somebody's mama giving y'all that last message. One of y'all needed me to drill that. I hope that resonated with one of y'all. It was for somebody. I don't know who, but I hope you caught it, and I hope it helps. All right, the last card that you have coming up in your spread is in the position of your soul message. So this is something extra. This one is really pretty for you to take away with you from the spread. And I did get a new deck, guys. It's the Secret Language of Color. If you like it and you want your own, I do have it linked down in the description box. It's actually really cheap, so excuse me. There's a link down there for you if you're interested in checking it out. You've got the color turquoise, which is, I've been told that my aura is turquoise. This is a highly spiritual color. And this is a card that comes with the energy of awakening your empathy, and the numerology is 34, which breaks down to 7. So the 7 there kind of confirms what I was saying about being in a situation that you're supposed to be in, being at a job that you're supposed to be at, doing something that you're supposed to be doing, but not necessarily doing it right. And I don't like to use the word right. I don't, but to kind of explain this, I'm going to use that there. You got to shed a little light in some spaces and be able to bend, be able to adapt. We are under Gemini energy. Chelsea, you are just a farting girl. My dog is over here. She's asleep, and she is just letting it rip. Oh, my gosh. What'd you eat, girl? Turn around looking at me like that. You stink. Ooh, you stink. Chelsea, where is the Febreze? Sorry, y'all. But, open your heart a little bit. Be willing to try different things. Be willing to hear other people out. Be willing to see things from other people's perspectives. Step out of your shadow side just long enough, because Scorpio, y'all do kind of kick it in the shadows, and not in a bad way. It's just that is kind of Scorpio energy. It's a little bit darker, and not, like I said, not in a bad way. I love Scorpios. But really let this Gemini lunar cycle energy take you into the spaces where you can clear up certain energies, where you can clear out certain things, so you can shift those things, turn this into an upright position. Once you shift your energy, you'll understand what it is that you actually need to stand firm in and how to progress with that, so that you can start to build a solid foundation in whatever it is that is going to bring you happiness and joy and peace. But you've got to keep in mind that, Scorpio, oftentimes you are not the only person involved in the things that you've got going on, and you have to be open-minded. You have to be able to, your water, you have to be able to have a little bit of empathy for others and be able to see where people are coming from and understand why they do the things that they do, or why things are working out the way that they're working out. And, you know, I feel like once you kind of tap into that energy, you'll be able to tap into your shift. So for you during this next month, it is all about the intellectual. It's all about seeing things in a different light, and therefore making different moves towards the outcomes that you've already kind of set up for yourself, if that makes sense, okay? And that's your reading, Scorpio. I hope that resonated with you. Look at that. It ended at 11:11. So I really hope that resonated with somebody. If you feel like you need clarification or you need your own reading, you can book one with me. I've got my Etsy shop link down below. You can also send me an email if you want a little bit more. Check out the vernal equinox tarot forecast. We got a couple weeks left, so you can watch that for some reflection or just to check it out if you'd like. That's linked down below too. And then I also have the Gemini lunar cycle video up as well, if y'all are interested in learning a little bit about the collective energies that we will be dealing with for the next month, okay? Other than that, thank y'all for tuning in, and I will catch y'all next time. Peace.